Technical error. Please input protocol.
All right.
Are we live?
Yes.
Yes, we are live late, not because of our age, because we had technical difficulty with YouTube. One of our subscribers, that's a message for you. But anyway, what's up, guys? JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Wenjie.
Right now, we are going to talk about Netflix's Three-Body Problem. All episodes are out. Before we start, I want to make a big shout-out to Layla Dominic for leaving a reply on our last week video. Thank you so much for doing that. It helps us a lot and gets us more traffic. Thank you. Big shout-out.
Oh, and spoiler alert.
Full spoilers ahead for Three-Body Problem. Here we go. Yo, let me go first.
Okay.
Give me season 2!
Immediately.
Hell fucking yeah! What the fuck was this show? Holy fucking shit. First of all, I went in with like zero expectations. And we all know why. It's because the showrunner is D&D, known for Game of Thrones, and Alexander Wu. I'm not familiar with his work, but
we know John Woo.
Yeah. But wow. I mean, this is based on a novel, a trilogy of novels, so that helps, but I got to say, like D&D are fantastic at adaptions. Yeah. And let's not pretend that adaptions are easy too. Like it's really hard, but I had this 8 hours of, it deals with high concepts. You know, those high concept sci-fi means, you know, it's the end of the world. It basically means like any sci-fi that starts with a what if, like Interstellar. But here, like, it's an alien invasion. Yeah. Like we've seen this before, but I just love the horror, the thriller, the human drama, and the plot was really good. And the build up, the start was the first 3 amazing was fucking amazing. And then in the middle, it got a little bored for me. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Who why do I give a fuck about Will, this terminal cancer patient, and this Saul guy who gets high all the time? I was like, okay. Near the end, there was this payoff and build up and huge emotions. And another thing, this is a visual feast. Like some of the scenes blew my fucking mind. Yeah. 2 favorite I have is one with a Kublai Khan Xanadu, modern day Shangdu, and then
doing like a computer computation.
Yeah, with human
like
beings.
Millions of people.
0101.
Yeah. And
just like the whole thing. Like the characters too. Ah, man.
I agree. This show, I did not expect much, but after watching like the first episode, I looked it up, and it turns out the novel, The Three-Body Problem, won something called the Hugo Award, which is given to science fiction novels.
Hugo Award is very famous, man.
The Hugo Award, and this is the first Asian novel to win the Hugo Award. And I was like, oh, okay, so that makes sense. So it's actually based on a very, very reliable material. But the only thing that concerns me is the production. Like you said, adaptations are very, very hard. And judging from Game of Thrones, especially the last 2 seasons, I mean, it's safe to say that my confidence was not like the strongest of these producers. But based on the first season, I gotta say that they did a tremendous job. And I'm also thinking that it's a great thing that they made this into a show in 2023, 2024. Because maybe 10, 15 years ago, if they tried to make something like this, I don't think they would have like a CGI that is sophisticated enough to make it look sophisticated. So I think it was a very good job. Although you can tell that some CGI didn't get the full attention. For example, when I forgot his name in this one, his name was Jack.
we should have changed the title to the number 3, because I think that's like for the novel's name, and then the Netflix one is the actually number 3. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they might think we're talking about the novel.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna change the title real quick.
Yeah.
But anyways, so the show the show was amazing. So I can't wait for them to release the second season.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah.
Oh, big shout out to the Scott Walker. Hey guys, that was a good talk. Godzilla Kong, but can we please talk about Scream 5? Let's talk about Scream 5 during our Let's Talk session, Scott Walker. This one we're going to highly focus on Three-Body Problem, available on Netflix. I mean, now when I read the movies, as he says, you can't read a movie, as you can watch a movie. I want to read the book. I mean, lol. Yeah.
I mean,
what shrooms the author did, but I want some. Don't do drugs in South Korea. It's illegal.
And one thing that was so great about this is that apocalypse, at the end of the world is coming, alien invasion, like you said, done. It's all been done before. And in the previous show, we talked about Kong and Godzilla, the new empire, not breaking any new grounds, but for somehow this three-body problem, although it's dealing with all these concepts and plots that are somewhat of a cliche nowadays, still managed to be quite refreshing.
You thought those concepts was like cliche though?
Yeah, alien invasion. I also kind of got this like impression of resemblance. I could see the resemblance to things like maybe Starship Troopers or something. But you know, this whole idea behind like this like proton computer and them trying to sabotage our scientific development for the next 4 centuries. You know, these kind of things, they were very, very cool.
No, but like for me, I would say what sells it is the fact that we actually don't know much about the Sanchi yet. And like there's still a mystery, right? And I like how they're built up too. And when I was talking about concepts, I wasn't talking about the genre. I was talking about, you know, Aristotle and the Pope and the three-body problem. Wenjie told me you told me that was a no, but like I thought it was done well where they didn't get into like the specifics, like the real details on those things, but I thought they were interspersed in the series well. Like for me, who is not a physicist, like half of the things are above my head, but I thought it was like a great way to introduce these like high scientific ideas in the plot through that VR game. And then I just understood some of it. And then it just helped with the plot. And there was this mystery thing because we didn't know it was alien until I think episode 3. And then we also didn't know that they had collaborators in until episode 6 or 5, which I also liked. I also liked the fact that there are collaborators because that's great because any real alien movie is really about the human being, and I thought the show did a great job of really showing us the human side of humans. And they did that really well just by the introduction alone, because the Cultural Revolution, like it starts with the Wenjie or something. The
Wenjie,
her father being on trial. That was a very accurate depiction of what went on. And that was actually the mild version. I can't speak of the atrocities that happened on camera
for 10 years.
But it set up the genre, like the mood so well. And the funny thing is, I think we're going to learn more about the Sanchi as in new seasons, right? But I feel like they're going to do that classic thing of, you know, you become, there's a word called frenemy, right? You start resembling your enemy. And the impression I got after watching 8 episodes was, I wanted to say to Sanchi, you guys sure seem like us, man. Like you pretend you not, but like when one of the most chilling scene was when he was talking to Evans, the Lord. I'm assuming that's their whole consciousness or something. And a liar cannot be trusted. We are afraid of you.
When he's just reading the Lord like a classic fairy tale.
I mean, that scene was presented well, but it also opened up a new themes because a lot of what Sanchi said, like I think the season as it goes on will explain it more to us. Like it confused me a little. Like you're not lying, but you sure seem deceptive.
That's true.
And we're playing with the collaborators. And the other thing is, you will teach us fear, that means you know fear, and you confirm as much because you say you're afraid. Like, this is a whole, like, I mean, there was an Oppenheimer joke here, like his girlfriend got killed that way. Like, we just watched Nolan.
The bathtub thing.
Yeah, isn't that like the whole species thing that we do?
Yeah. And do you remember this like really old TV show called V?
Yeah.
Like this reptilian aliens, on the surface they come in peace, but secretly they're trying to invade Earth.
Yeah.
It also gave me a lot of that vibe. And like you said, any movie that deals with aliens usually deals with human stories. And they also, I mean, we've seen this many times in movies like what's it called? War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
War of the Worlds. And it kind of shows us, I mean, it gives us a reflection of ourselves in face of a crisis. And the show Three Body Problem did that so well, especially in the most chilling way. Like, for example, like how they first, I mean, the first application of a technology that can save millions and billions, they use it to massacre innocent people. And I also love how they visualized the whole terror of it, like that invisible nano.
No, Wenjie is talking about the episode 5 where
it's like 4 or 5.
Episode 5 where the nanotech that Augie developed is used to put a invisible fence on a canal and shred the ship.
Shred thousands of people like cheese.
Yeah.
That was quite disturbing.
No, but I wouldn't say they're innocent though, because you remember Raj's line, like, you know, they killed your friend Jack. So
that's true.
It's intentionally ambiguous.
But then we gotta, I mean, we can't help but say those kids, they probably had no part in that.
Yeah, no, but like the whole season deals with that ambiguity, because the number one piece of shit according to that is Wade. But I have a feeling that I kind of like Wade.
Sir Davos.
Yeah, Sir Davos.
Sir Davos.
Sir Davos. Also, Augie, she used to be a bank robber with John Hamm.
Yeah, Baby Driver.
Yeah, yeah. I do love. I love the characters more than I thought I would, though. Yeah, that slicing nano thingy. I was shocked when I saw that scene. I was shocked. Yeah, that was one of the most chilling scene ever on television this year, I think.
And it was done so well. You know, like at first they think it's not working, but then Augie confirms that it is working. Yeah. And then we slowly see like the creeping death. Oh, that is also very biblical though. Creeping death. And the ship's called Judgment Day. Which is very ironic.
No, and it was built up well. And another favorite of mine was the Tatiana guy, the girl.
Yeah.
The fanatic.
The assassin, yeah.
Yeah, like she has this like that crazy girl vibe and murderer.
I don't know, maybe it's because the show creators are the ones who created Game of Thrones, but I like these characters kind of overlap for me. You know, for example, the Tatiana girl, she reminds me a lot of that faceless the assassin leader guy. Reminds me a lot of that guy. Like the Cultural Revolution scene where Wenjie, when she witnesses her father's murder, it reminds me a lot of Arya Stark in the first season of Game of Thrones.
No, and Wenjie is one of the best written characters in recent memory for me because, I think you and we discussed this, but good intention doesn't always lead to good results. And one of the things that the show did so well is we are very sympathetic towards her because of what she went through. She was living in the Cultural Revolution where her mother denounces her father. We shouldn't talk to each other. There's incredible distrust. And one of the great tragedy of this season is that she had a daughter that she loved more than anything, and everything she did to contacting the aliens to make this world better was in a way for her, but she's dead. Yeah. And one of the saddest reveal for me was the child in the game is her daughter. And even Evans, in defense of Evans, I know Benedict Wong's character kind of said, "Oh, your ex-boyfriend didn't even mention your daughter," but that's not true because there was a picture of that girl in the boat in the Lord Room. So there's this subtle humanity to everybody, even the seeming villains. Yeah, because you could argue that Wade is a villain after the nano boat slaughter, right? So why I'm saying is this, because Wenjie, you said I agree with you. I think they brought this from like Game of Thrones experience because this is something we've seen before. You know, like this. Yeah. There's no right and wrong. It's all gray.
I mean, the characters, I'm pretty sure they're all written in the novel, but the way they showed it to us visually, I can see a lot of resemblance.
Oh, Scott Walker, you don't have testicle cancer, man. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah. And ZZ Tatiana, I don't know. I don't think I've seen her somewhere before. Let me check. 3 body problem.
No, and like back to one of your ZZ's point. You said gaslighting, but you know the deceptive behavior of the Sanchis are represented by the game itself, though, because they clearly understand that they can cause addictive behavior to these human beings. Because remember, like Jack and what's the female character's name? I forget.
Augie?
Not Augie, but
Jin.
Yeah, Jin.
Jin. Yeah. Jin.
Jack and Jin. Like Jack was the sensible guy. He realized that this was something wrong was going on, and Jin, despite her good intentions, like couldn't help herself to play the game. Yeah. Her intellectual curiosity got the better of herself. And Santi understanding that indicates that, you know, they reveal it later, but those proton robots been here for months, and they can actually manufacture technologies like that. So in later season, I do wonder, like, what else are they gonna do to fuck with us?
Yeah,
you know.
And I just did a quick search. The actress who played Tatiana, her name is Marlo Kelly, but she's been in a few TV shows, but I haven't seen any of them. And also a short movie. Yeah. But anyways, I heard that the original novel, the first season deals with what we saw in the TV show, and the second season deals with humanity's preparation.
Keep that. I gotta take a leak.
Everybody watch Joe go to the bathroom. There he goes. But anyway, so I heard the second book deals with humanity's preparation, and the third book, I don't know, maybe the third book deals with the war itself. So they have 400 years left, and I think it's already been foreshadowed in the first season, where Sir Davos, what's his name? Wade. When Wade mentions like going into cryosleep, maybe 400 years later, we're gonna still see some of the same characters that we see in the first season. Okay, maybe she looks like some other actor, and I'm confusing her. Okay, maybe. Scott Walker, what's this show about anyway? I was watching The Lost World and doing something. Yeah, this show is about like an alien invasion, and they're coming. And humanity has 400 years to prepare for their invasion. That's what the show's about.
Yeah, and one of the great things about this show was also like a lot of funny faces, because you mentioned Onion Knight, but Lord Varys is the Pope here.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and I think there were a lot of like famous British actors like that played those. And you know what I love about the scientists in the game? I love how they're all fucking assholes. Like Aristotle. Like
they're also like proud of themselves.
Yeah, I developed calculus. I'm like, fuck you. Like these smug fuckers. And there are a lot of I liked how they balanced the horror. The funny things and like the hard thing too. And one of the hardest scenes for me to watch was when the brains start flying towards the Sanchi fleet. And then I also big shout out to Ridley Scott, because that design of the probe that they're sending to the Sanchi fleet in advance, that looked like a lot of like sci-fi inspired by past greats. Yeah. And it was designed really well. But as soon as Will said, "I love you," and Jin was like, "Do I love him? Oh, I love him." And then as soon as they said that, I knew that brain wasn't gonna reach the destination. This being D&D, I was like, "Fuck!" I knew, like, because the moment they showed the second nuclear bomb, because there's no reason for them to show us that if this is like a success, right? Because there's supposed to be hundreds of bombs. So like when the second bomb nuke went off, I was like, are they gonna show us all 100 nukes? I was like, this is definitely failing. And when the fucking parachute, like,
the radiation sail. You know, isn't that ironic? They use like the most cutting edge technology to make all these things, and the most basic element of the probe fails.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a human thing. And I almost wanted Wade to go to the bathroom and say, "Is that the 18 gram I added? Fuck that up." Maybe. I mean, you never know.
You know, and I wonder if that brain has any future story. Because, you know, as I was saying that this alien invasion thing has been done before, it also reminds me of that movie Oblivion. The one with Morgan Freeman and Tom Cruise. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like the aliens have invaded Earth. And they cloned Earth's most competent astronaut and build it into a massive army. So maybe, I don't know, the aliens will maybe retrieve that brain. They're gonna clone him, and maybe they'll use him to invade Earth or something.
No, but like I agree with you. But this one, I would say, as a genre, it's not new. But I like how they keep bringing up these scientific concepts and like put it in the plot seamlessly almost to me, because I'm not a physicist. I'm sure if a physicist watches, he's like, that's fucking wrong. Like, you know how history buffs watch like historical fiction. But for me, one of the fun part of watching it was like I never got bored because they kept talking about three-body problem or whatever, and these noble art and Wade making fun of them, noble arties and jealous motherfuckers. So I just thought that was done better than like previous like movies of this genre, and I thought it was enough original for me. Yeah, it was funny and frustrating at the same time. Yeah, channel. Want to know what it reminds me of? Please don't laugh too hard. Go ahead, Zetzi. What does it remind you of?
Anyways, in the meantime, I also gotta say that I really like the character of Wade.
Yeah.
I mean, after like the whole season, we still don't know who he is. Like, what the hell is this guy?
I got this feeling that he's gonna die later season.
Really?
Those kind of guys usually die. You know, like the no nonsense guy.
Oh, Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a brilliant comedy. Mars Attack.
Yeah. No, but the cosmic horror element was so good too. Like, the show did a great job of making us audiences feel the fear that the characters are feeling towards Santi, because we don't know them.
Yeah.
We don't know anything. And the panic was so realistic. And even the "you are bugs" it reminded me of the Zack Snyder Superman when General Zod says, "You are not alone. Come here, Clark Kent." And like that actually reminded me of that. So I kind of wish that it was more creative than that.
And I also like it because, like you said, it's creative, and we know that they're calling us bugs because they learned that from what Jonathan Pryce said in the ship, because he called other fellow human beings as pests.
Yeah.
That's what he referred them as.
But as soon as I saw that, I thought in my head, until I saw the ending, I was like, ants are making fun of you both. Like ants, I bet ants could survive in Sanchi's home planet. I bet my bottom dollar. What chaotic event?
Cockroaches?
Yeah.
And they're like thrive.
I bet every ant, if they ever get conscious, if they watch that, like they'd be so insulted. Guys, we've been longer than both of you. And why do you need spaceship? We can just jump off. But I love the ending. That's why. Like the ending was done well, where Benedict Wong's character takes them to show these Memider in Korean.
Cicadas.
Yeah, cicadas. Look at them. Bugs are...
They aren't going anywhere.
Yeah. And I like how like these kind of genre always enforce that human beings are actually the most dangerous animals ever. And like that's why the part where the Santi, represented by that woman, says, you know, this is a funeral procession. Yeah. And then that's why we're fucking with you. I like that added to the fear, because you know how when like an honest, honest person being threatening is the most scariest thing. Yeah, it's a matter of fact.
Yeah, and you know that they're not lying.
Yeah, it's not an empty promise. So that was a very terrifying.
And I also remind myself of how the War of the Worlds ended. Because remember, it's not the humans that drove off the aliens. It's the microorganisms and bacteria and viruses that drove them off. So they might be just thinking this like I mean, they might be oversimplifying the invasion, and they're calling us bugs. But maybe the bugs will be what like drive them out eventually. Who knows?
No, another part is like for one other thing I do like about the Sanchis is that unlike other aliens in the past, they resemble us. I almost feel like this might be their virgin invasion too. Like they like you know how like in old space movies it's always this we are a conqueror race. But here, like the impression I got was Sanchi's like,
oh, finally, thank God, we found a planet that we can have.
And then it's like the first like it's like they're also Columbus. They're like, what the fuck is going on? We're all so afraid.
Are you sure you got the signal from that planet?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not a mistake?
Yeah, because, you know, what's missing from the Conquistador's diary when they first landed in the New World is that all the fucking sailors are shitting their pants. Like, we don't know what the fuck.
Are you sure that they're inferior to us?
Yeah.
But how did they send the message?
You said El Dorado. All I've been seeing was mosquitoes and this fucking coffee drinking Mayan. Where's my El Dorado, Columbus? I come from nothing from Spain. You puta! Puta! I want to go home. And like, you know, because so I got this sense that the Sanchis were, I mean, as they say, they are afraid of us. So I like that aspect about the this universe that we are living in.
And the way they
Hail Hydra, yeah, channel.
The way they sabotage us, I think it's also a great idea. I think it was very creative. They're like muddling our what's called particle accelerator data without us even knowing it.
You know, but what was funny about that? You know, in past alien movies, their technology usually don't resemble us. That's why, again, I feel like Sanchi are very similar to us because, you know, they don't understand our culture, but they have clear understanding of our technology. So that's why I feel like they are probably more like us than they think.
Yeah, and they all went through the same progress. I mean, same phases of progress. Because remember, the Santi asks about our progress. Like, how long did it take for you to discover agriculture? And then from that to industrial revolution. And then from that...
No, that was a rhetorical question that they already knew. And then they were pointing out that you guys are done faster than us. But it's interesting how they view it the same way as us. And I think I get this feeling that if a season 2 is approved, which I think it will be, it's going to go even more bonkers. Like that's the impression I got because I felt like this season was almost a setup and like a teaser for crazier ideas.
And I heard that the second book is going to be about Earth's preparation for the invasion. So maybe it'll have more focus on the humans.
Oh, New Asgard. Yeah, channel. No, but if there is a second season, don't you think they're going to start to do more science stuff?
Yeah.
Just like this season. And then, because one of the fun part for me was I didn't know that radio, I mean, I knew, but I was reminded that radio waves can bounce off the sun and come here. And I like how the other guy fucking steals that idea. So there's this constant fight between the scientists who want to be, like, the show does a great job of presenting scientific ideas and presenting the human ape right afterwards. Because one of the great lines is, Raj, is, you think you're better than me? Better than us because you work in a computer, high job. I'm the one who gets our hands dirty. And there's always this back and forth between the marvelous technology that we can do and the human ugliness. And this was true for every episode. Like, the show never forgets to remind us that we have a dark side or whatever. But it seems to me the Sanchi has a dark side too. And
it makes me wonder what their true form looks like.
Yeah, me too. I feel they actually just survey human nature and they pretend to be clueless on purpose just to test humans. Yes, Izzy, but don't you think that comes from your own humanity too, our complete suspicion of them? Like, I like how Wade, like, always interpret it as a negative. Everything they do is like something fucked up. It's like, because you knew what kind of character he was the moment he called them enemies. It's an invasion. Like, he goes to the worst possible scenario right away. So that was fun. That was funny.
Yeah. You know, guys, you know who the Earth's last hope in World War III didn't happen if Godzilla was real? I think there's a last hope to help with stopping the wall, stop the enemy.
Sean just went to immigration 2 days ago, and on my photo was the alien term was basically even aliens have to submit their papers. Yeah. Oh man. But anyway, Let's give a number grade, brother.
Oh, I would give this show, the first season of Three Body Problem, a 9.
Ah.
Yeah, I would give this a 9. It was very good, and I think I was entertained, and also I could see like the depth it was going into to show. I mean, to give us the story of the human nature, and like you said, the plot, the overall plot and this like science talk and everything, it was very seamlessly weaved together, which is quite difficult to do. And it did not disrupt my watching experience at all. And it also had those like chilling moments. So I think overall, it did a very good job.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 9 too, because I agree with everything Wenjie said. But not just that. If I add to that, just the human drama of it all, the sadness and love, hate. Because I think the fairy tale thing was interesting, because once Will reads the fairy tale, and we keep getting this image of the paper boat. I thought the paper boat represented the ship that he's on, and like him being there is his mind, his brain. So I thought it was a symbolism, and there were close-ups to the fairy tale book. So I think they're gonna keep bringing up these human cultural things. Remember the Genghis Khan iron strap? So I think they're gonna also try to entangle, even in season 2 without the VR machine, like human history and culture together with the invasion coming. So that will be interesting, because that's a really epic scale. I mean, this season was already epic thanks to the VR game, but I think they're going to bring in more of that and show how our ideas and culture and history affect science, and how that's going to deal with us as like part of a member of the universe. And I wish they discussed it even more during the season, but I'm guessing they're saving it up, because I'm sure like the future novels have these ideas in it. Oh,
ZZ's happy about our grades.
Yeah, welcome back to sanity, guys. Finally, you give out the grades. Thank you, Principal ZZ. Oh, I don't know what those emote means, but they're cute as fuck. So anyway. It averages 9. Listen, guys, for people who are disappointed with Game of Thrones, like I really want to like give a big shout out to this season, because I want season 2, 3, and 4. It was weird for me watching the YouTube trailer, because the viewership was less than I thought, and I barely knew that it came out. So to our subscribers, please tell your friends, anybody around, and everybody around how great the show is. Like, and I hope this show continues.
Yeah. So if you are a sci-fi fan, if you like science fiction, this is a must-watch.
Shit, I only have one. But anyway, guys, we're gonna take a short break. Come back in 3 minutes to have a Let's Talk session with y'all. Thank you, big show. And before I forget, big shout out to Layla again for leaving a reply. If you are one of our 35 subscribers, please don't be shy to join our online chat or leave a comment, or suggest to us a video or movie you want us to watch. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Bye.
Bye.
I'm Joe. He was Wenjie. Or maybe I'm Wenjie and he's Joe. Because maybe I'm Sanchi, baby. Sanchi. Ichi. Ilchi. Ooh. You have all been proto-fucked.